Now we bring you the updates of the Natasha Akpoti, Senator Natasha Akpoti and Akpabio Goswill's case. Distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan of Nigeria escalates the search for justice against her suspension in the United Nations Interparliamentary Union in New York as she lifts up the torch for women of all races over gender-based violence, systematic exclusion of women from political leadership, political victimization, punishments for speaking out against impunity and corruption. She declares the Senate's action as an assault on democracy and opined that a few powerful men have unilaterally silenced the voices of her constituents, meeting her call for a transparent, independent investigation with hostility rather than accountability. She further stressed that the culture of harassment and silencing across nations, creeds, and all walks of life must end. She advocates for stronger protection and zero-tolerance culture for gender-based discrimination and intimidation. She also asks the world not to stay silent as democracy and women's rights are held back in Nigeria, asking to hold Nigeria accountable. Her decision is to go through the period of her suspension, using everything at her disposal to work for a greater good. You know, when we say that the people that can act the way the Senate had acted are only career politicians, it looks like we don't know what we're talking about. You know, these people, when they wanted to get to Natasha Akpoti, they thought that because she's in the Senate and the way they see the government positions they hold as their jobs, as not serving the people, as just that lifeline they have, such that they can do anything to stay in power. They think everybody is like that. But looking at Natasha Akpoti, it looks like she's pursuing something that is of greater good and importance, that is of an importance to humanity. She took her fight to the United Nations Assembly, Interparliamentary Union, to advocate for women from every country and all walks of life, not making it just about her. She said that she's going to use her office to work for a greater good, ensuring that the menace of intimidation of women, sexual harassment, corruption in public places are stopped. This is the mindset of a leader, of somebody who has the public, the people, humanity at heart. You know, they thought that they were paying her, they are the ones paying her, so they can withdraw her salaries, they can withdraw privileges from her, and then she will cry coming back, maybe the way Senator Ndume did the other time, you know, because they don't have other means of livelihood, they can do anything. But that is why we are advocating that people who have means of livelihood, who are not relying on government's pockets or political power to breathe, take over office. It will make them more committed to the job other than committed to their pockets. This is a challenge for everybody in leadership, that she's not deterred with the length of time she is to be away from office and has committed to constantly work for her people despite the non-recognition from those that are supposed to be her colleagues but have become her God or made themselves her God. These people don't have the right to put the level of punishment they have put on her, but because they feel larger than life, because they are the law. When we say that these people are the law, you now understand what we mean. They are the law because they fall heavily on Nigerians and anybody they can and get away with it. We must use this defining moment for our country to effect the needed changes in government, in our society, and governance at large.